Okay, quickly here. Let's talk about this investment game, right? So what are we going to do? How's this ultimately going to work? What's the strategies that we have to think about, right? So first of all, what is it you're going to learn? You're going to learn a little bit about trading, right? Hopefully, you'll learn a little bit about measuring performance. We'll be looking at some research, right? There'll be a variety of things that you're going to learn. But I want you to keep in mind that this is an experiment, right? You're probably not going to be really good at this, right? We're learning. So don't worry about losing money because it's not real money. We're going to simulate trading of securities. We're going to be buying and selling stocks, bonds, options. There's a 20-minute delay. So sometimes it could be as much as 20 minutes, sometimes maybe even a little bit longer. But essentially, when you make a trade, within 20 minutes, that trade will show up in your account in the game. We're going to, again, utilize tools to understand how we can rank performance, how we analyze portfolio activities. So essentially what's happening, you're going to get $100,000 to manage, right? You cannot have a passive portfolio. You must trade every week, right? So you don't need to sell things, but you have to alter the portfolio on a weekly basis. Any analysis can come from any source that you can find. However, every 2 weeks, you're going to provide what's referred to as a portfolio game report. And this portfolio game report, you're going to talk about the trades that you make and why you make them, right? Now, I am not a person that can tell you whether or not you're right or wrong. All I can look at is your rationale, right? You read something, this is what you read, you think that sounds like a really good thing, so you bought the stock. That is a rational thought process. Those are the things that I want to hear about. Again, you're going to have access to any asset that's provided by Otis. There are some videos that you'll be able to watch that show you how to trade the different securities. And there are some technical things that are done that make this act more like a real stock market. So you don't have to worry about, well, I bought too many shares of stock and that's going to affect the stock price. It's embedded in the mechanism so that those things won't affect the marketplace. There's lots of strategies that you can follow. You're going to be buying and selling stocks. You're going to buy stocks on margin. That is, you're going to borrow to buy stocks. You're going to be able to short sell stocks. This is where if you think the price is going to go down, you'll be able to make money when the stock price goes down. And you can also buy and sell a lot of other different types of securities. How are you going to be graded? The grading of this game is based on 4 factors. There are some papers. We're going to write 3 papers in this class, each one worth 30 points. We're going to have 3 game reports, each one worth 40 points. There'll be a presentation at the end of the course worth 100, and performance is worth 100 points. So of this total, this is the grade that you would receive for this particular component of the course. So what are the papers? There are 3 of them. The first one that's going to be due very quickly is something called an investment strategy. There's a Word document that tells you what to do. I want you to tell me about your experience, what you've already done. Maybe you have nothing. You need to tell me you've done nothing. Tell me what you would like to get out of the game. Tell me what how you think you will proceed through the game. Again, I understand that you may not know anything. That's okay. You're going to write a 1-page paper, maybe 2 pages, and give me a description of what you think you're going to do. Halfway through the course, we'll do a midterm analysis, and then at the end, there'll be a final analysis. Every 2 weeks, there's a report. There's a template to show you on the next page. Your portfolio cannot be passive, so we have to show trades. And as we cover different types of securities, throughout this term, you have to trade at least every kind of security at least once. So again, if you do it right away in the beginning, as long as it's done once throughout the term, you're good. But we want to make sure that we apply to at least each different type of securities available. We go out and we purchase some or invest in some things. Here's an example of a report, right? This is the first report, right? So I bought Citigroup, I paid 500, I bought 500 shares, right? The reason I did this, there's an article that discussed changes that were made in the company. I think this is going to create positive price improvement. And then this is where I got it from Business Week, 12/15/2014. That is a game report. Again, every 2 weeks, you're going to report on every single trade and transaction that you make. There'll be a presentation. It's going to be 5 to 10 minutes. You're going to discuss your beginning strategy, your process, and some ending thoughts. Within this presentation, I would also like you to discuss a little bit about something that went very well and something that didn't go so well. So we'll talk about some good things, bad things that happened to you throughout the game. As far as performance grading, everybody in the class will be ranked. How will we rank this? You will be ranked 3 ways. We're going to look at the realized profit and loss of your portfolio. We're going to look at what's referred to as the Sharpe ratio. We'll explain that later. And what's called alpha. So you will be ranked from how many people. If there are 10 people in the class, you'll be ranked from the very best, number 1, down through number 10 for each one of those factors. For each one of those, I will then add up the rankings. So let's say you were first with realized profit, you were third with the Sharpe ratio, and you were 5th with alpha. So that's 1, 3, and 5. That means you have a score of a 9. So the entire class then is ranked on this sum. Whoever is in first place at the end of the game gets 100% of the performance grading. Second place gets 95, third place gets 90, everybody else gets 85%, and I'm going to be playing the game at the exact same time you are, so anybody that can beat me will also get a 5% bonus with respect to performance grading. So it is possible that you could get 105% for the performance part of this course. So that's the game. It's a lot of fun. I think you'll find it interesting. Every week, and when we get to class, I will put rankings up on the board, so you'll be able to see every week where you're falling into play. And I think we'll have a good time, and I think it's a good experience. So I'll see you in class.